Yes, guys, it's been a while. I'm late to the party. El-Aynaoui, here we go. Yesterday, from Fabrizio Romano, our first signing of the summer transfer session is complete. And of course, we're here to react to it. We're here to react to Richard Rios and how that deal collapsed and what it means. And we're going to look at the player. I mean, I've got a rant prepared because the insults to this poor man coming from a minority of just not mentally ready fans is ridiculous. And it's an element to consider when speaking about this signing. But guys, look, it's been a while, I know. It's the Roma Theory off season. I apologize. I'm on and off. I'm never in Rome. So this is the moment to announce to you, however, that I am starting to upload short form content on TikTok as well. So especially in these months that I'm not in Rome and there are less videos and less live streams, do follow Roma Theory on TikTok because I will be posting more regularly over there, reacting to the news and everything. So make sure, pause this video and follow Roma Theory on TikTok because this season I am going to post some short form content as well. Yeah, guys, I'm back, but not for long. But yeah, we are back. We've got a lot of things to speak about. One of them is our first signing. The other one is Richard Rios. Then I want to speak about Wesley because Fabrizio Romano has basically confirmed that it's basically a done deal. And he posted this morning on his Instagram story a picture of him, his wife, and his child with the yellow heart and the red heart emojis, and then also Ferguson, because that's another deal that apparently is very close to becoming a done deal. A lot to go through today, a lot to catch up with. Hit the like button, 100 likes if you missed me. Show me if you missed me with a like. Subscribe, and yeah, look, this is, let's speak about it. El-Aynaoui. Now, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm an honest guy. I would have wanted Richard Rios. And I was hyped up by the idea of seeing Richard Rios with our kit in our team. I was gassed about it because I think he's a very good player. But I actually think deep down, can I really give an opinion on this? Can I really prefer one over the other? Deep down, the answer is no, because I've never seen Rios play apart from 20 minutes in this Club World Cup, and I've never seen El-Aynaoui play. So, of course, people might feel disappointed because Richard Rios has a bigger appeal than this guy, and that's a fact, he does. But deep down, no one or very little people know much about Richard Rios or much about this guy. So I think to go and say, I prefer him, no, this signing is shit, or even worse, go on this poor guy's Instagram account and write on his comments, we don't want you, we want Rios, don't come, don't accept the offer, is so childish, stupid, and sad that I don't even need to react to. I mean, basically, the story here is that he had to disable his Instagram comments because a minority of, I don't even consider them fans, have basically invaded his Instagram comment section and went, we don't want you, we want Rios and everything. So now that the Rios deal has collapsed, because we won't be getting both, Benfica are very close in getting Rios. And even if Di Marzio had initially said, that they could come together, just use your brain. We've got 100 million to spend. Why would we spend more than half the budget on two midfielders when we have to cover more positions as well? So it was never going to be one and the other. It was always going to be one or the other. But yeah, look, I mean, what has this guy got to do with the fact that Rios didn't come and that he's accepted this? And in fact, I actually think you got to give props to him because he's brave. Because if I were him, if I'd been tormented on my Instagram by the fans of the team that you're joining going, we don't want you, I would not have accepted one bit. So congrats to him for accepting. He's a brave man. I don't know him as a player. I am not in a position to judge him, build a judgment on him. I've seen a few people say that he's very interesting. The only skepticism I have on this deal is nothing regarding the player, nothing regarding the man. I wish him all the best. I am basically sailing on his ship from day zero, and I will protect him because he needs to be protected now that he's signed for us, and he needs to be defended. The only skepticism I have is one: AFCON. AFCON coming up in January. Whenever AFCON is on, you need to sign as many little African players as possible. That is not a racist comment, that's simply the truth. Because the more African player you sign in seasons where AFCON is on, the more players you lose around January and February. And we all know how important the January and February months of football are. Coming, the start of the second half, post-Christmas break. We really need... I'm not sure if he starts in the Moroccan national team. I don't know if he even is part of it. But if he does, we of course want him to, because getting a call up for Morocco means that he's playing very well with us. But that also means that he would miss months with us, January and February, if he does get a call up with Morocco. So, I think signing African players during AFCON seasons is always a bit of a risk. People spoke about injuries. I was skeptical about his injuries as well, but I looked at his injury report, and he basically missed, 10 games in the last 3 years, which is not an injury-prone player. It's not an injury-prone status at all. We've had much worse. And the last thing that I'll say on him is, I've seen people go, it's the new Enzo Lefebvre. First signing, coming from the French league, quite a lot of money for him because it's a big investment. 25 million plus bonus is a big investment. First of all, they're different positions. He, as far as I'm aware, he's more of a steal the ball defensive mid. Enzo Lefebvre was more of a, set the play type of player, playmaker. And that's two very different things. So, to go, he's the new Lefebvre, let's wait and see. I trust him, I back him, I wish him all the best. But yes, I will not lie to you and say I would have rather gotten Rios. I would. Yes, but that doesn't mean that I'm insulting him, offending him. No. If he comes, he comes. Glad he accepted. Glad he wanted us. He's landing in Rome tonight. So he will have his medicals tomorrow. And he'll be ready to maybe even start the next friendly game next weekend against Kaiserslautern in Germany. But yeah, look, going back to Richard Rios, I think negotiating with Brazilian teams has always been a pain in the ass. Always. Now, whether you're Roma or not, negotiating with a Brazilian team who is not in need of selling players is one of the most pain in the ass moves that you could genuinely get. Number one, because it's the other side of the world. Like, negotiations are automatically delayed because the second you prepare an offer, they go to bed. So so their offer is delayed. So much time. I think we wasted time on Richard Rios, maybe even a bit too much. Palmeiras have always said, always from day one, we will only sell him if you offer me 30 million as a fixed amount. So not 26 as a fixed amount plus 4 bonuses, not 27 plus 3, not even 28.2, and not even 29.1. They wanted 30 million from day one because they don't need to sell him. So they want to cash in as much as possible. So, of course, you're Roma. Of course, I don't expect Roma to go, there's 30 million. There's an element of negotiation, which is totally fine. But after the first time they say no, after the second time they say no, and after the third time they say no, either move on or pay the 30 million. Like that's my only criticism on the way we handled Richard Rios is this. We've wasted far too much time repeating the same things. They want 30 million fixed. You don't want to give them 30 million fixed now. You try 26 plus 4, they say no. You try 27 plus 3, they say no. You try 27 plus 3 plus a 10% add-on sale, just move on or pay the 30 million. If they say no once, twice, and 3 times, you either move on or you accept them, because they're clearly not loosening the grab. That's my only criticism on Richard Rios. The other criticism that I have on Richard Rios, because the issue here is, people might go, what's the difference in 30 million and 27 plus 3? Well, there is a difference. If you're negotiating, if you're negotiating with a team that doesn't want to sell and is not in a need to sell and have asked you multiple times for 30 million as a fixed base, then there is a difference if you offer 30 million as a fixed or 27 plus 3. Because imagine those 3 million bonuses were one if you win the league, one if you win the Europa League, and one if you win the Coppa Italia. The chances of that are very low. So it's 27 million, it's not 30 million. So I think, and when you're there, I think when you waste so much time, just pay the money. That's the other criticism that I have when handling out the Richard Rios. We've been negotiating Richard Rios for almost 2 weeks. We got the confirmation that we were out of the race yesterday evening because Benfica, and because of Benfica's assault confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, and because we signed El-Aynaoui. And they were never going to be ands, they were always going to be ors. So you have handled this negotiation for over 2 weeks. You've spent and wasted 2 weeks in trying to unlock this move, and then you're just giving up because you're not willing to spend 2 million more. That's the other criticism. It got prolonged so long, and it was basically it was a small financial detour that didn't make them want to accept it. Just pay the 30 million. We wasted 2 weeks, and we wasted 2 weeks by carrying a deal which we ended up not signing because of a 2 million difference or a 3 million difference. So yeah, I don't think it was handled well. I'd have loved him, but we move on. We've seen players leave. We've seen disappointments in transfer sessions already. We're not gonna hear your cry because of Richard Rios. He's a good player. Of the little that I've seen, he's a very interesting player, very big character, charisma, personality, but move on. He's not Pele, he's not Maradona. We will survive without Richard Rios in the middle. And now that we've got El-Aynaoui, I wish him all the best, and he needs to be supported like we would have supported Richard Rios. And then the other deal is Wesley. Wesley is becoming closer. We already spoke about Wesley and his characteristics prior. And the other one is Evan Ferguson, who Di Marzio and Romano say that is very close in becoming our second signing. I think with Ferguson, it's a very, 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 very big gamble in a sense that it could either go very well or it either goes as a complete stinker. And sometimes, especially in these transfer sessions where you're very restricted, you need gambles. So, however, now that we've spent 25 plus add-ons on a midfielder, and now that we are about to loan Ferguson in, but with basically an option to buy for around 40 million or an obligation, which is a lot of money. Now that you haven't spent that money on Richard Rios, I want to spend big money, and when I mean big money, always Roma parenthesis, on a left winger and a defender. So yeah, Ferguson, look, I think with Ferguson, he was a very interesting player before his injury, to an extent that Chelsea were ready to offer 100 million to sign him a few years ago from Brighton. Then he had his injury, and last season he had a stinker on loan to West Ham. It's one of those gambles that I think Gasperini wants, and it's a gamble that I will accept. I don't think we needed a first striker. I never considered our striker signing a signing to become the main striker of our team, because the main striker is always Dovbyk. However, you need somebody who can knock Dovbyk off his throne in moments of crisis. That's what I hope Ferguson can contribute to. Ferguson won't start. He can, but he's not here to start. He's here to try and compete with Dovbyk and make Dovbyk higher the bar. That's what he's here to do, and that's what I think he needs to do. So he's coming from so mixed seasons that it's very hard to give an opinion on him. But yeah, it's kind of it's a gamble. It's a gamble. The Ferguson deal is a very big gamble because he could genuinely explode. He's got the characteristics of somebody who can keep the ball well, way more technical than Dovbyk, 100%, and potentially even more suited to the way Gasperini wants to play. But I still expect Dovbyk to start. But he either explodes or he doesn't. And if he doesn't, then we're in a position where you only have him who competes with Dovbyk. You know, so yeah, look, I mean, our transfer window is starting to take shape. There are going to be more disappointments. There are going to be more signings, of course. What I would say is, as always, I grew up with so many transfer market disappointments that I'm not bothered anymore. Yeah, I'm not bothered. I remember when I was younger, do you guys remember Mahrez? The Mahrez, I would call it the Mahrez drama epilepsy. Mahrez, back when he was a Leicester player, was very close in joining us. All the hype, all the newspaper talking about him and everything, and then he didn't sign for us. And I was very disappointed back then. Another one is Malcolm, the Brazilian who came from, I don't know where, but he was basically on the verge of flying to Rome to have his medicals. And then all of a sudden, I think it was Zenit or Barcelona or somebody knocked the deal down and hijacked it. And I was very disappointed. You know, imagine me, little child, refreshing the Google pages for a Roma transfer window news. So I've gone through so many horror stories of transfer sessions that I'm not bothered anymore. Of course, I have preferences. Yes, everybody has preferences. The manager also has preferences. And it's not a lie to say that Gasperini would have wanted Rios more than El-Aynaoui. But sometimes, especially in these transfer sessions which are very restricted, you can't get everyone you want. You're going to get gambles, you're going to get second choices, and then you're also going to get your first choices. As always, the difference from last season to this season is that this season I trust who we are being run by. Last season I didn't. So if last season we got Lefebvre, it was purely because Ghisolfi wanted him, with no communication to the manager. De Rossi never wanted him. This time around, we're signing somebody who, yes, can give people vibes and deja vus and flashbacks of Lefebvre. But I know that it was a choice that Gasperini presented on the list. It wasn't his first choice, but it was there. And I also think we've got a sporting director who is more competent than Ghisolfi. So I trust what they do. I trust the team that Gasperini, Massara and Ranieri are building. And yeah, that's where we need to go from here. The project, or Gasperini era started, of course, last week with the start of the camp. But it started today with the first friendly game. It's currently 10-0. Roma against Trastevere. I have a friend who plays at Trastevere. So yeah, of course, don't hype yourself up. They are I don't even think they're in the Serie D. I think they are a youth, like elite stage. I don't know the category that Trastevere are in. It's the usual first friendly game of the season, behind closed doors. No one can see it. Yes, try the new tactics out, but most importantly, see the physical condition. I've seen pictures over this past week when I was in Greece. I saw pictures on social media of players sweating, players running, Gasperini making them run around the parking lot in Trigoria. I said this back when we signed him. Gasperini training sessions are brutal, especially the 19th of July, which averages around 40 degrees in Rome. They are brutal. But the more they sweat now, the more they will be ready for the season and the more they will last long. So yeah, the first friendly game is it's currently 10-0. 10-0. Let's see who scored. Baldanzi. Hang on. Baldanzi scored. Dybala again. Wrench again. Then we have Baldanzi, Cristante, Angelino, Hermoso, and Romano. So yeah, these are the players who scored. Brace from Dybala, brace from Baldanzi, brace from Wrench, goal from Angelino, goal from Cristante, goal from Hermoso, and goal from Romano. Yeah, guys, I think I said everything I had to say. I am on and off, as I said before. If you're new here, summer's with me or this. A bit discontinuous, a bit inconsistent. I'm normally very consistent, like 10 out of 12 months, live streams every day, videos and everything. But when it comes to the summer, it's more complicated for me to go live on a daily basis. So I'm going to try my best. I'm going to Tuscany tomorrow. But this is what I said at the start. Follow Roma Theory exactly as that Instagram tag. Roma _ Theory on TikTok. I will be posting daily updates, maybe even more than once a day. I am starting to expand also on short form content on TikTok as well. So make sure to give a follow there, so that if I'm not on YouTube, I'll be on TikTok and you can keep the updates going in these months of summer over there. So follow that. 11-0 says Il Romanologo. Let's see who scored. My prediction is El-Aynaoui. Kumbulla and Hermoso scored. Wow, that's something that you only read in science fiction books. Kumbulla, Hermoso, and Wrench with a brace. When are we gonna see that ever again? Let me read a few comments and then I'll end it. Rios went to Benfica indeed. Glad to see you back. Yeah, glad to see you guys back too. Are we not getting Rios? No, we won't get Rios. We're not in a position to spend more than half our transfer budget on literally one position. Midfielders. No, we have to get more players done. So Rios won't happen. Rios will go to Benfica. Let him go to Benfica. You know what? Let him go. Let him go to Benfica. I'm going to cuddle my Moroccan brother. Yeah, I'm going to protect him because I hate how he got invited with insults. Neil, if you're watching this, you've got my back. I'm sailing with you. I'm on your ship since day zero. Let's lift that Europa League in Istanbul together. And you can shush everyone up. You guys wasted when you sold Shomurodov and Paredes. Done, says Pinago. Way too dramatic. What happened with the Rios transfer? We never really wanted to offer the money that Palmeiras was asking for. So that's why it ended. What if we sell Cristante and buy Richard Rios? Well, it's not... The only thing which is not practical in that is the money we spend. We just spent 25 plus add-ons on El-Aynaoui. That's a big investment. Are we in a position to spend another 30 million? That's 55 million plus add-ons, more than half our transfer budget in only covering midfielders? I mean, I don't think we can do that. I'd love it, but I don't think we can do that at all. Traumi Amendoliani, Mercato, Juric, Europa League e temo che il meme debba ancora venire. Bella Neno, come va? Tutto bene? Come va in Puglia? Where do you see the score? It's on, you can find it on like Roma, like forzaroma.info, giallorossi.net. You can find like updates. Radio Romanista. You can probably hear it on Radio Romanista as well. Neil is a great player. I trust him. Wesley and El-Aynaoui will be exciting, and maybe the Hellas Verona centre back would be a very, very, very good signing. Ghilardi is a very good signing. I would love it. Italian, Ricky Calafiori, aura, vibes. I don't know why, but every time I look at him, I get Calafiori in my head. He's a very, very interesting defender. He's going to be the next big thing in Italy, mark my words. And I think with Gasperini, he can absolutely blast off. That's a signing that I would love to do. Ghilardi from Verona, very interesting. I followed the under-21 Italy game a month ago in the Euros, and he is their main centre-back. Played very well. Very, very, very good signing that would be. I think he would, and I think he would get his starting position, even at such a young age, immediately. He's got potential. He really does. And he's got Ricky Calafiori aura. I'm locked out of home. Here we go, says Harry. We true Roma fans welcome the new Roma players, says La Dolce Vita. Placencia, Belize. Don't tell me you're from Belize, mate. You will not believe me when I'll tell you a story, and then I'm going to end it. If you're actually from Belize, it's actually unreal. I did my Model United Nations back when I was at school in New York. It's like this school project, right? It's like Model UN. And me and a friend, we were the representatives in this Model United Nations of Belize. So if you're from Belize, you've got all my love and my mates' love, because we represented a country which I still think 2 years after that Model United Nation experience, I would not be able to map it out on a map. Like, if I go there, I would genuinely struggle to find a country that I represent in the Model United Nations. Don't take that as an offense. I'm very interested in, I love traveling around the world. I'm very interested into geopolitics and everything. But, this is not an offense. This is just a story. You should be honored that I represented your country at the Model UN. When we got an email, blah, blah, Simone and Jacopo, you are the representatives of Belize. And we were like, where is that? And I would have bet my money that it was in Africa. Then I went on Google Maps and it wasn't. But if I'm here, I genuinely could not map it out. I know it's somewhere around Central America, but I would not be able to map it out. You've got Mexico, Guatemala, Panama. Oh, there we go. Belize. I found it. So yeah, I mean, look, I've got very big memories of Belize. I've never been there, but yeah, I was your representative. Sono romano romanista e vivo in Belize dal 1997. Ma pensate, e mi chiamo Simone. Che spettacolo. Pensate. Ciao Simo from Roatan, Honduras. Wow, we have a lot of Central America, Honduras and Belize. Si schiatta al caldo bro, tutto che per il resto work and chilling around when I can, dai. Did you see Pilgrim yesterday? She almost scored a beauty. No, I texted her when she scored the goal in her first game, and she said she completely forgot about my celebration. I'll show you hang on. I'll show you what she said. If you've got more questions, pop them going, because, let's see if I can show you. Look. Let me show you this. So, context here is, we filmed the video together, challenge together, right? Crossbar challenge and everything. Make sure to go watch that video. It was very fun, very good. And basically we agreed on this, that if I lose the challenge, which I did end up losing, I had to get the tattoo. And I got the tattoo. It's over here. Can you see it? MCMXXVII. 1927 in Roman. But then we all agreed that I got the tattoo and she had to celebrate like I decided. And I went like this, like celebrating with a bow and arrow. And she scored the goal with Switzerland the other day. And I was like, surely she did it. And then I get this message. fuck, I forgot your celebration, I'll do it next game. But I believe she never scored again, and I believe they've been eliminated from the Euros. So it will happen with a. I want it done with a Roma shirt, not a Switzerland shirt. I couldn't give a shit about Switzerland. Alayo, respect if you're watching this. I want my celebration to get done and to get blasted out with a Roma kit on. So I'm glad she didn't do it because I want it with a Roma kit. Yeah. Hello from Jordan, says Nabil. Hello. I'm from Kuwait, if you know where that is. Yeah, I know where that is. Middle East. Nice. Right, guys, I'm going to end it here. El-Aynaoui is landing tonight, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully he gets a good welcome. He deserves it. Little friendly game update. It's still 11-0. Kumbula scored. I will catch you, I don't know when, back on YouTube, but as I said before, I'll catch you on TikTok. Make sure to follow because I'll be there. I'm expanding there and I'll be filming much more consistently because it's easier. But yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit. Hopefully we'll get the signings done. And Forza Roma sempre. 100 likes on this video would be great. Hit the like, subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. See you out.